Understanding science is not just understanding a part of science. Science is a very complex field, and there's a lot of subcategories of science. You have the natural sciences, the social sciences. There's a long list of all kinds of different sciences, and they use different methods for evidence, and so forth. As far as the argument against religion, as far as God goes, and that is the common atheistic argument, is that the Earth is a very hostile place for biologic organisms, and that is completely wrong. There's a lot of things about science that completely disproves such a notion that the Earth is very hostile to life. That's completely wrong. As far as the sun goes, most of you know that Earth is very well positioned as far as the sun goes. We are just close enough to the sun for enough heat and other waves to reach our planet and to have a very good atmosphere. We are also not too far away from the sun. If we were further away from the sun, it would be a lot colder than the climate is now. And I'm going to explain how this works. Thing is this: Earth has all kinds of different geography. That means that in some places on Earth it is ice, some places are very moist sweatlands, some places are very desert, some are very fertile for organisms that require a lot of water. Thing is, this nature is made up in such a way. God has made nature in such a way that it evolves into a home for all kinds of different creatures. Thing is, biologic organisms are adaptable and adapt themselves to the environment in which they live. That means that you will find different creatures in different climates. And some creatures like it very cold, some creatures like it very warm. Thing is, the creatures that like to live in warm climates, they do not like to live in cold climates. So for a creature that loves the heat, he will find the cold hostile. That does not mean that cold is hostile. Snow is not hostile to animal life. Thing is, some creatures like it cold. They have to live in a cold climate to survive. Some beings have to live in a warm climate to survive. And for the beings who live in one climate, they will find another climate hostile, although that does not mean that the other climate is evil. That is completely wrong. As far as mass extinctions goes, there is a phenomenon in evolution in which you find overpopulation and domination among in the animal kingdom. Some species, they become very dominant. That means that they spread a lot. They live in all kinds of different places, and they are quite dangerous for other beings because they consume a lot of their territory. This has to do with us humans as well. We are one of those dominant creatures in the evolution of Earth that have dominated a lot of Earth, and that is a problem because we destroy a lot of soil and geography that is very beneficial for other creatures. There are natural changes to Earth. The natural changes come in the form of what some beings would call catastrophes. That is not really right, because some changes are hostile to some beings. That does not mean that the change is evil or necessarily a catastrophe, because it is very necessary for the life on Earth to evolve and to be challenged by nature to continue to evolve, because if not, then it becomes very static, and a static evolution is not good at all. It is very stagnant, and it is not good for the biodiversity on our planet. So when these mass extinctions come around, the ignorant beings, the weak beings, and the beings that are not necessary, they are the ones who die first. They are always the ones who cannot cope with the changes, and they haven't evolved to the point in which they can cope. And those beings that cannot cope, they are always the weak ones. The strong ones, those who are most intelligent, those who can find solutions to the problems they are challenged with, they are the ones who inherit the Earth. So it becomes quite an odd thing to have some atheists to state that Earth is very hostile to animal life, when we have 10 to maybe 20 million different species living on our planet. When a planet that has such a variety of life is not hostile to life. If we had 1,000 species on Earth, then Earth would be pretty hostile to animal life. Earth has 10 million. That is a lot of different creatures. That is important to note, and that completely debunks the claim that Earth is hostile to animal life. That is completely wrong. Some humans say this, because humans are the talking species on our planet, as far as intelligent and also a lot of non-intelligent discussion goes. Though if you understand a lot of science, then the more science you understand, the better you are able to understand how the universe is a good place, perfectly suited for life in general. It is impossible to disprove that. The universe is in harmony. It works, and the more science you understand, the more you see that love and mercy and harmony is the characteristics of our universe.